Welcome to Kansas City Canvas. My name's Matt Gapske. Special guest joining the show today, Mandy Lavelle, the executive director of Lucky 13 Rescue for Dogs. Hi, good morning, Mandy.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Happy to have you here. Now, I want to get some info out right away because you've got dogs looking for homes right now. What's your website? Where can they go see these pups at?
Our website is pretty simple. It's lucky13rescue.org.
Perfect. Easy enough. I was on there. Oh, you got some cuties that are part of the program right now. Now, one thing looking at your website I noticed immediately was that you're not an animal shelter. You're not a shelter. You are foster-based rescue for dogs. So now we have some wonderful shelters here in town. Do you find there's a benefit to doing it this foster home-based way?
Well, you are right. We do not have an actual facility, so all of our dogs are based in the Kansas City area in families' homes. They care for the dogs for us until they're adopted. And there is a huge benefit to this versus a shelter where a dog is in a shelter environment. They already are learning house manners. They're interacting with people. They're learning schedules, and the transition to their forever family is much easier on them.
I could see how that would help with the transition. They're already kind of in that environment.
Definitely, it does. And we are always looking for more foster homes. The more we have, the more dogs we can save. So anybody that's interested, I encourage them to apply on our website. We would love to have them.
Again, that is lucky13rescue.org. You led me right to the next thing I was going to ask about, which is, you are looking for volunteers that can foster these dogs. Now, for someone to volunteer like that, what kind of qualifications are you wanting them to have to be able to host a dog?
Our qualifications are just the dogs and other pets in their home. They must be spayed or neutered, up to date on vaccines, and on heartworm preventative. These are, a necessity that we see in our eyes for dogs we take in. And so once a family passes that process, we also do a quick home inspection. We just want to make sure the dog is in a good environment. And once that happens, we will help pair them with a dog that fits their family's needs or their dog, in the home, make sure everybody gets along, and we just go from there.
Now, obviously, you already said it's really beneficial for the dogs to be in that environment, the foster environment. Do you hear feedback from the foster families on how it affects them as people?
Oh, definitely. The first one's always the hardest. There's always a lot of tears, but they're always saying how rewarding it is. And there are, we've have families that just foster and adopt the first one and they are done. But we have some that are just, over and over. We have one foster family that frames a photo of every foster they have and hangs it on their wall. And it's pretty amazing.
Wow, that is super sweet. And Mandy, obviously you're looking for more people that can do something like that to foster dogs. I have another question about that because I'm sure that there's stuff you have to do when dogs come to you to get them ready to even go out to these foster homes, right? What does that entail?
We provide all of the medical expenses for the foster family. So we will spay and neuter that pet. Mm-hmm. We will give it all of its age-appropriate vaccinations. We will microchip it, and we will also heartworm test it and keep it on preventative while it's in our program.
And now I hear you say all that, and I think in my head, hey, that stuff costs money. So Mandy, where does the money come from to help with your mission at Lucky 13?
All of our money comes strictly from donations. So we are always looking for people to donate. We have things coming up where people can donate, in-kind items that help us fundraise. On our website, you can go. We have multiple options. You can text to donate. You can Venmo, anything to help. I will say our adoption fees are a standard rate, and they are fairly low. So a lot of times, we are lucky to break even, but a lot of times we have pets that are, in the thousands of dollars for their care.
I feel you. And those costs add up. I got a dog at home going through some medical stuff, and those bills can pile up. And speaking of fundraising, you actually have an online auction coming up to do just that for Lucky 13. Can you tell me a little more about that?
Sure. We have our online auction, which will be May 1st through the 5th online. We are looking for donations for that, anything from gift cards to gift baskets. It's really easy. You sign up for an account. You can make your bid online. It'll text you or email you if you're outbid. And then at the end, you can pick them up at one of our sites. And it's super beneficial because that's how we pay these medical bills. It's how we pay for the dog food, all of the medication, or anything that the dog needs while in our care.
Very cool. Mandy, I noticed on your website, just kind of reading your background and the history with Lucky 13, that you initially kind of started working with graphic design stuff, at least in college. And what kind of shifted you towards doing this with dogs and Lucky 13 Rescue?
Well, I currently still have a full-time job as a graphic designer.
Okay.
So this is like my secondary job.
So you didn't actually leave that path. This is an addition.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
So, I mean, pretty much it's just my love for animals. I've always tried to bring pets home as a kid. My parents, birds, whatever, rabbits, dogs. I fostered for a lot of the organizations here in the Kansas City area, and that was great, and it gave me a lot of experience. Once I met my husband and we moved out to a rural area, we just saw a bigger need out there. And so we wanted to help those animals, and that's kind of how Lucky 13 formed.
Okay, you saw there was a need where you were at. What are some of the differences in care and needs of dogs out in more of those rural environments, versus an urban environment?
Well, out there are 0 animal control facilities. There's nowhere to take a dog if somebody finds it. There's nowhere for anybody to take a pet if they can no longer care for it. So a lot of the times these dogs are just left at their own expense outdoors, and so it's hard. And that's where we wanted to come in, get these pets into homes and take care of them, because there's nothing out there in that setting that can facilitate it.
And when did you start Lucky 13 Rescue? How many years has it been going now?
It's August 2016 is when we founded it.
And now it's grown. You started in that rural setting, and now you're helping foster dogs all over the metro now, right?
That is correct. We still have fosters in the Drexel area. My husband and I still reside there. So we have a bigger expansion, so we're still helping those rural dogs out there, but we're still helping people in our community locally that can't care for their pets or also find a stray. It's tough out there right now because the animal control facilities are full. Everybody is full. And so, we're here to also try to help with that overflow when we can and get the dogs into homes and get them the care that they need.
I love the work that you're doing, Mandy. How many dogs are you currently fostering right now? Do you have a number in your head?
We currently have about 53 in homes.
Okay. Here's hoping we can get some of those pups out the door here in the next week or so. And it's a 24/7 thing. I mean, you're finding these foster homes for them, and then you've got new dogs coming to Lucky 13, yeah?
It is. It's a 24/7 job. I mean, messages, phone calls, texts are nonstop. We have a great group of volunteers and coordinators that, step in and also have the same passion that I do. And that's how this works. I mean, it's a huge team effort.
Wonderful. Well, I want to give the plug again to that online fundraising auction beginning of May, right?
That's correct. May 1st is when it'll start. It'll end on May 5th. You can find the information on our Facebook page. You can also link to that from our website, and you can get signed up, and we'll be blowing it up when it gets closer to the time.
Fantastic. Hoping you knock it out of the park there. Lucky13rescue.org is the website. You can donate to Lucky 13. You can apply to be a foster volunteer, or you can look for a new pup. All those dogs looking for forever homes there. Lucky13rescue.org. Executive Director Mandy Lavelle, thanks for coming on Kansas City Canvas.
Thank you so much.